What's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome Chestman statue. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel to keep up to date with all of the things I'm going to be building, including all of the awesome statues that I shall be building in the future. But that's pretty much it. Without any further ado, let's get started. Now, before we begin building, ladies and gentlemen, to make your Chestman statue, we need black concrete, white concrete, light grey concrete, some yellow terracotta or orange concrete, I prefer the yellow terracotta, and some brown concrete. Now please make sure that you have absolutely every single one of those, and quite a bit of them as well, and once you do, pause the video if necessary by the way, we can begin. So, the first thing that we are going to do to make our Chestman statue is place a row of 8 black concrete on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. I want you to place 3 black concrete behind that 8th black concrete. 1, 2, 3. Extend that 3rd black concrete across the back of the build and connect it back to the front, like so. I want you to take all 4 corners of this rectangular shape and place 12 black concrete on top of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And as I said, do the same for every single one of the corners. And what you can even do is connect them together. As a matter of fact, if you do connect them together, you will find it easier to keep them all at the same level for the rows. Because if you kind of just like randomly build upwards from every corner, you might add a block or so mistakenly. So, there we go. That's what we want to have so far. However, this is not where it ends. You see, we are going to now extend the 2 corners on both sides, the left and right, outwards, each by 4. What I mean is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, join together, and on the opposite side also 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and join together on the other corner. And if you take a look from the top, you'll end up with something that should look exactly like this. And what we are going to do here is extend all of the corners upwards, every single point that you can see that the black concrete connects to another black concrete in more than one place. You want to raise them all up by 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. And all you'll do is go all the way around the build and raise up all of those connection points by 11 until every single one of them has been extended upwards. I would also recommend connecting them together at the top because it has to be done anyway, and you can even kind of make it a little bit easier on yourself if you do kind of like extend it from the top a little bit before you extend it from the bottom, or even completely like extend and connect, kind of give yourself a little bit of a shortcut. You will find that everything goes together and snaps together a little bit easier, almost like a little set of Lego, you know? It's all nice and easy, it all clicks together very, very well, and you can see once you have finished, and you can even, by the way, if you like, although I mean it's not a big deal, you can connect the top part together as well, like front to back like this. But what we will end up with before too long is what I would call, I guess, a skeleton or a framework, an outline of our Chestman. What we're now going to do is administer the head. Probably a weird word to use, but hey, we're going to build the head. I'm not going to administer the head. Okay, so on the top front of your statue, I want you to take this point here, place a black concrete, and this point here, place a black concrete. I want you to place yellow terracotta in between, and extend the yellow terracotta 1 row forwards. Extend the black concretes 2 rows forwards, like this. Wrap the black concrete around the yellow terracotta. We want to have a similar thing on the back of the build, so you can extend all of the black and yellow terracottas backwards. However, it's important to remember that the yellow terracotta only wants to extend 1 row out of the back of the build, like this, only 1 row, and then the black concrete shall wrap around it, like that. We're then going to raise up each one of the 4 corners of this platform that we have created by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to join them all together. I know that I've missed one over there, but I'm just going to extend a horizontal row of black concrete across, and then I'll just connect it down. And that way it will just be nice and simple. So here, and then here. Perfect. There we are. And all we're going to do now is we're going to take all of these corners, and this is the last time we have to do anything even remotely like this, and we are going to extend them up all by 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And of course, 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to join them all together. And you will find that once this has been complete, you have done by far the hardest part of the build. Because that is the entire outline complete. And I've got to tell you, it looks kind of cool. Like, even with nothing filled in, looks kind of cool, doesn't it? So, now that we have worked our way all the way up to the top, I feel as though that we should work our way down again. So, the first thing that we're going to do is fill the entire head in using yellow terracotta. That's what we're going to do. And by the way, feel free to not use yellow terracotta. You could use orange concrete. That's not too bad. I mean, you could use orange terracotta if you wanted to. Wouldn't recommend that. You could use perhaps yellow wool, yellow concrete, orange wool. I mean, there's a few different materials that I like, but I've got to tell you, the main material that I like, unless you're trying to go for a really, really bright material, and the orange concrete will actually deliver that perfectly. The material used best, I think, is the yellow terracotta. But if you want to use concrete, orange concrete is really, really bright and vibrant, and it'll absolutely make this build stick out in your world, but that's up to you. Anyway, once you have successfully filled in the head, the one thing that we have to do up here is we have to do the latch on the chest. I don't know what better else to call it, really. So, on the front of the head, I want you to take the 2 middle blocks in the center of the chest face, and I want you to place a white concrete in front of the left middle and a light grey concrete in front of the right middle. We're going to extend the white concrete up and down. We're going to take the up block and extend it across, and we're going to take the bottom block and place a light grey concrete in the corner. And there you have the chest face. What we're now going to do is we are going to fill the body like the torso area in using our material of choice. And again, feel free to use whatever material you might like. But this one is so close to the actual chest material that I just like this the best. And it's so nice and smooth, and there's just something warming about this. And by the way, it's also worth mentioning, what you do on the front, you may also do on the back. So once we've done that on the front, I want you to do the same thing on the back. Now, why are we starting with the chest? Well, because it's the easiest part to do, as all of the other parts require a little bit of extra attention or a little bit of extra detail. You'll see what I mean. So, for instance, now that we've filled in the front and the back of the chest, and I'm going to start on the front again just because, I don't know, I guess I'm a little OCD, I'm going to grab the brown concrete. Now, I want to place brown concrete vertically on the inside of both arms, like this. So instead of having another row of black to show the separation between both arms, I chose to have a layer of brown. And I actually want a similar thing down below, like where we have the legs. First of all, we want to split the legs up the middle using black concrete. We want to have 2 rows of black concrete to split the legs. And then we also want to have brown concrete at the top of the legs, like this. And we, of course, want the same thing on the back. I should have really have done this earlier, but I've got to tell you, I kind of forgot about the whole split between the legs thing. I guess the chest, it's not a double chest, it's 2 single chests put together, I don't know. And we're going to place the brown concretes here. Additionally, we're going to place brown concretes in the backs of the arms, in the same position that we did indeed the front. Like this. It's worth mentioning that we also want to have a similar thing at the top of the build as well. So like at the top of the build, you can follow the brown concrete through to the top of the shoulder, and then fill the remaining area in using some yellow terracotta. At the top of the shoulder, it's not actually that important to have a... you could easily use black is what I'm trying to get at, rather than brown, but it's completely up to you. It just doesn't make too much of a big deal. At the base of the hand, you can do the same thing. You can have the row of brown concrete, or you could indeed use a row of black as well. The sides of the arms are really no different at all. You can just place some yellow terracotta in here. And when it comes to the legs as well, you might feel the need to also place the brown, like this, or you can use black. Really doesn't matter too much, it doesn't. And that's pretty much all of the parts of this covered. I don't think that I have left anything out. I don't know whether I've done this in a bit of a confusing way, but this is kind of how I designed the statue. I build things in weird ways. I kind of get like sat on a certain part of the statue, and I go from there to there to there. I don't know whether it's a little bit ADHD-like or what, but you know, I kind of jump around. That's how I like to do these things. So I do apologize if this wasn't really like in a uniform manner, but all that matters is that we have applied all of the correct details, mainly the brown. The brown is the main important part. You can use black where I have used brown, but it looks a little bit strange because then you'll have like a double thick layer of black concrete, and it just doesn't quite look right. But that is my opinion. That is, you know, if you have a different one, you feel free to do what you like. But you can see that this Chestman statue is slowly but surely coming together. And it probably would have already been done. He's going to mention it again in another video. It probably would have been done faster should I have been able to build down as fast as I can build up. If I didn't have to keep like resetting myself like a typewriter, then everything would be just fine. I'm just taking a quick look around the statue, make sure everything's filled in. And it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the statue. Let's take a look at it. So this is what your Chestman statue should look like once it has been 100% fully completed. I'm giving you guys a nice little 360 of the statue now, just to make sure that it has all been completed nicely and to make sure that yours looks exactly like this one. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. It's quite a cool statue. I really like having this in my world. And that's it. If you did enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me and the channel out very, 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 very much. If you are new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel and to click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box, and I'm sure that you don't want to miss any of the statues that I'm going to be building in the future. And on top of that, if you would like to see any more statue tutorials, feel free to check out the card system and the description below for the statue tutorial playlist, which will house all of these statues that you can see on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you very, very, very much. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.